Hi, I'm Fox 6 Milwaukee meteorologist Tom Wachs. I've got some exciting news. We have a new tool to bring you the weather on Fox 6, and it's called the FOX model, our exclusive FOX model. Now, before I get into what the model is, how it was developed, and how it can impact you, let me first talk about what a weather computer model is in general. We've all seen our SkyVision Plus models, right? Or the American computer model known as the GFS, the European computer model known as the Euro. All that stuff is flying around the internet as well. Well, a computer model takes in current weather conditions and it puts it through large, complex mathematical equations that are simulating the atmosphere. And of course, our atmosphere, very complicated, right? And so those mathematical equations are simulating various motions in the atmosphere. And then we get out various solutions or computer model guidance from that. So that's why each different computer model could say something different. So we call it computer model guidance because it's just that. So as a meteorologist, what we do is we take our education and our experience along with this computer model guidance to put a weather forecast together. And often we will share that computer model guidance with you on the air. Now, different models can say different things. So we don't necessarily always believe one computer model when it comes out. We have to look at a whole bunch of different data, and something that we call pattern recognition is important as well. As the longer you forecast the weather, the more different weather patterns you start to recognize, and then you start to buy into different computer model solutions. So now let's talk about this exclusive FOX model here and what makes this different from other weather models that you've heard of. Well, this is really cool because the FOX model was developed by a TV meteorologist at Fox in Tampa, Florida. And it was originally designed to simulate the atmosphere for tropical weather. So it was really originally designed for tropical systems and hurricanes, those sorts of things. But then they realized as they started looking more across the country, wait a minute, this is actually doing pretty well when it comes to snow, for example, in the upper Midwest. Then Fox Weather was born in New York City, which you can find on Fox Local as well. And so they started putting more resources into this FOX model. What does that mean? Well, I mentioned that computer models are complex mathematical equations, right? So it takes a lot of computing power to put these computer models together. So what Fox in New York did is they, well, put a lot more computing power into the FOX model. I think more of a translation to that is we're able to drill down a little bit more and get higher resolution data. We can have broad computer models, but it's really the finer scales that we start to look at. For example, it might be lake effect in our region here in Wisconsin that we really try to drill down for. And that's something, again, that those computer resources go towards, because the higher resolution or the more data, obviously, that gets ingested, the higher resolution quality of data we're going to get out. So that's what's been happening in terms of this computer model here, and now we have exclusive access to it at Fox 6 in Milwaukee. Let me explain that portion a little bit. There are only a handful of television stations across the country, probably can count them on one hand, quite frankly, that have access to this computer model. This is not widely available, nor is it available on the internet. You can't go and Google this. Now, you can also find it on Fox Weather in New York, but there are not many places that have access to this data. What also makes this unique, I mentioned this was developed, this is the brainchild of a brilliant television meteorologist at Fox in Tampa, Florida. Well, as we are watching this model data, if there is something that maybe doesn't work out quite so well or a feature that we want to see, well, we can pick up the phone and call our friend down there in Tampa and say, hey, would you be able to put this in the model or maybe tweak the model a little bit this way? That's something that's really, really neat from our vantage point. That's something you can't do with the GFS model or the European model, right? You can't just call someone and have them tweak something. Well, that's different for us because this is something that is really just with a small group of television stations that we are able to have access to not only the data, but also be able to tweak things a little bit here and there as well. So that's what makes this unique. So how does this benefit you as the viewer? And I think that's really the big question. And the answer to that is in several ways. Number one is that it brings to you this exclusive data that you can't find anywhere else. And I mentioned that computer models are these mathematical equations that then spit out these various solutions, right? This is another avenue to be able to see these storm tracks coming across the country, again, that you can't find on another app, you can't find it anywhere else. And I think that that's a really valuable point for our viewers to be able to see. And we can show you not only the Fox model, we can show you some different models as well to kind of be able to compare and contrast what various areas of low pressure are doing, different storm systems, and so on. So that's a really big benefit for our viewer, is the fact that it is sort of a different data stream, if you will, to be able to compare maybe what you're hearing about with other computer models. You're also able to see what the exclusive Fox model is showing. And I think that you're really going to be impressed with the various features of this model, because you'll notice it's not only showing snow, for example, it will also show thunderstorms. And another value is, well, we can show you the tropics, which is what this model was originally designed for. And I think that's something that will really be valuable come tropical season as well. As you know, on Fox 6, we not only show you the local weather, but we'll show you where the active weather is ongoing. And again, this is a national model, but it is also that high resolution data that I talked about. And I'll tell you, I think that that computing power only continues to grow with time, and it's customizable. And I mentioned that I think that that's really something that's going to be of value to all of us, is that we're not going to be stuck with models that are coming out of somewhere that we don't have any control of the data going in or the data coming out. This is something that we have much more control over, again, because of the smaller nature of it and the fact that the brainchild is down there in Florida, our great meteorologist there in Tampa. So those are all different avenues here of how this can really help us give you the forecast and bring you something exclusive that you can't find anywhere else. So this is something we are really excited about here in Milwaukee, to be able to bring you that exclusive Fox model forecast you can only find on Fox 6 and on Fox Local.